Myers' Autobiography, The Untrue Story of Monty Python's Graham Chapman.
Released 2012, directed by Bill Jones, Benjamin Timlett, Jeff Simpson.
Man-Woman Film.
Man-Woman Film.
Keys to Tulsa.
Released 1996, directed by Leslie Grafe.
Slackers.
Released 2002, directed by Dewey Nixmore. Slackers 34 of 141, the best college movies ever 17 of 23, the funniest movies about college 61 of 119, the best R-rated sex comedies.
The Invisible Circus.
Released 2001, directed by Adam Brooks.
Gambit.
Released 2012, directed by Michael Hoffman.
Head Above Water.
Released 1996, directed by Jim Wilson.
Things You Can Tell Just by Looking at Her.
Released 2000, directed by Rodrigo Garcia.
The Green Hornet.
Released 2011, directed by Mitchell Gondry Moore. The Green Hornet 158 of 166, best superhero movies ever made 42 of 97, the worst superhero movies ever made 62 of 94, the worst January movie releases.
Healing, Minnesota.
Released 1996, directed by Stephen Bagelman.
What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Released 2012, directed by Kirk Jones Moore. What to Expect When You're Expecting 347 of 836, the greatest chick flicks ever made 19 of 26, the funniest movies about babies 57 of 67, the best Dennis Quaid movies.
Annie.
Released 2014, directed by Will Luckmore. Annie 526 of 629, the best black movies ever made. Ranked 67 of 89, the funniest movies about family 81 of 124, the most rewatchable movie musicals.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Released 1998, directed by Terry Gilliam Moore. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the true story behind Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas 137 of 369, the best movies based on books 714 of 1540, the most rewatchable movies.
Very Bad Things.
Released 1998, directed by Peter Berg Moore. Very Bad Things 224 of 242, the best psychological thrillers of all time 798 of 925, the all-time greatest comedy films 170 of 252, the funniest 90s movies.
The Counselor.
Released 2013, directed by Ridley Scott.
Shrek 4D.
Released 2003, directed by Simon J. Smith.
Shrek the Halls.
Released 2007, directed by Gary Trousdale, more Shrek the Halls 22 of 55, the greatest guilty pleasure Christmas movies 19 of 84, the best Christmas movies for kids 23 of 82, the best Zeros Christmas movies.
Sex Tape.
Released 2014, directed by Jake Kasdan.
A Life Less Ordinary.
A Life Less Ordinary.
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
Donkey's Christmas Shrektacular.
Released 2010, directed by Walt Doan.
She's the One.
Released 1996, directed by Edward Burns Moore. She's the One, 193 of 291. The greatest soundtracks of all time 59 of 66. The best movies about getting dumped 28 of 39. The very best Jennifer Aniston movies.
The Last Supper.
Released 1995, directed by Stacy Title.
Being John Malkovich.
Released 1999, directed by Spike Jonze. More Being John Malkovich, 119 of 252. The funniest 90s movies, 377 of 925. The all-time greatest comedy films.
Shrek Forever After.
Released 2010, directed by Mike Mitchell. More Shrek Forever After, 279 of 575. The best animated films ever, 151 of 224. The worst sequels of all time, 73, 117 movies that need sequels.
Vanilla Sky.
Released 2001, directed by Cameron Crowe. More Vanilla Sky, 113 of 170. The most utterly depressing movies ever made, 461 of 557. The greatest film scores of all time, 2 of 32. Blockbusters with no cultural impact whatsoever, ranked.
The Newton Boys.
Released 1998, directed by Richard Linklater.
Shrek the Third.
Released 2007, directed by Chris Miller. Ram and Huey. More Shrek the Third, 90 of 105. The best Halloween movies for kids, 90 of 125. The funniest movies starring SNL cast members.
In Her Shoes.
Released 2005, directed by Curtis Hanson. More In Her Shoes, 11 of 32. The best dramas about relationships between sisters, 144 of 179. The best family drama movies of all time.
The Box.
The Box.
The Sweetest Thing.
The Sweetest Thing. My Sister's Keeper.
Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle.
Released 2003, directed by Joseph Magenti Nicol. Shrek 2.
Night and Day.
Released 2010, directed by James Mangold Moore-Knight, and day 48 of 89, the greatest movies about CIA agents and operatives. 27 of 42, the all-time best Tom Cruise movies. 10 of 27, the greatest spy comedy movies ever made.
The Other Woman.
The Other Woman. What Happens in Vegas.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
Released 1997, directed by P. Hogan. Bad Teacher.
Shrek.
Shrek.
The Mask.
Released 1994, directed by Chuck Russell Moore. The Mask may be a little messed up, but it's not nearly as twisted as the comic it's based on. If you watched Jim Carrey's The Mask as a child, you're probably a pretty messed up person.
The Holiday.
Released 2006, directed by Nancy Meyers Moore. The Holiday. 154 of 355, the best rainy day movies. 27 of 125, the greatest date movies of all time. 69 of 127, the best Christmas movies of all time.
There's Something About Mary.
Released 1998, directed by Peter Farrelly, Bobby Farrelly Moore. There's Something About Mary, behind the scenes stories from the making of There's Something About Mary. 29 of 50, the 50 highest grossing 90s movies. Rank.
Gangs of New York.
Released 2002, directed by Martin Scorsese Moore. Gangs of New York. 49 of 275, the best movies based on true stories. 229 of 553, the greatest epic movies ever made.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.